So the question, as we're talking about, I was just sharing how I'm just so against, hearing this phrase and saying, whether in church or society, where they say young people are, the leaders of tomorrow or the leaders of the future. I say bump that we need young people right now who are leading in various fields, not the least of which the church. When we read the Bible, young people are throughout the Bible. And I don't know why, but we tend, when we read biblical stories, to think about older people all the time. But that's just not the case. Whether you're talking about Samuel or Joseph, or talking about Samson, or even Mary, and even Jesus as a young adult who changed the world, right? And so I think young people need to be embraced today as the leaders of today, because I've heard somebody say this. They've said that the church probably needs youth and young adults more than youth and young adults need today's church. And it made me really think, right? It made me really think. But I understand the point that the church of today needs you all not as tokens and decorations in the sanctuary, not to just dust y'all off and bring you out on youth and young adult day and everybody's wearing their yellow or their fuchsia and marching down the aisle and singing them 3 songs y'all rehearsed, right? Not that, but really grabbing hold of leadership in the church. And so I pose the question, why is it that in this society, when so much this is so encouraged, it's so special and so encouraged for other people to be out and proud and everything else, why is it that we don't see Christian young adults and youth as proud, as bold, as thoughtful, as some other young adults and young folks might be? What are your thoughts?
I believe that it's really the Christian religion that's very bashful. Well, the young people from the Christian religion that's very bashful about what we believe and what we stand for. And because when you go out into the world and you see these other religions, you know who's Muslim. You see their young people out there. You see the Jewish young people out there. You can clearly see them, and the list goes on. But I feel like as a Christian youth or young woman now, as a child, we were shot down about so much that we believe, because my Bible says out of the mouths of babes. So every time we would go to say something, you're a child, you're to be seen, not heard, and things like that. And if God is trying to use us, it was kind of like older individuals or seasoned saints would say, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. You haven't been through life yet, and things like that. But I feel like when God is speaking or God is doing something, he's going to use who he wants to use. And then now that we're growing and we're learning about what we believe, and now that we're older and we're allowed to speak, we're more bashful about it, because as children, it was instilled in us that sense of fear that if you spoke about it, you'd be chastised in some manner. I believe that is the fault of some of the older people or the adults at the times that we were children. Now it's our chance, and it's our turn to teach the people under us that it is okay to step out in a holy boldness. It's okay to be happy about God. It's okay to have a joyful noise and to let that sound out. It's all right, because and it's also denomination as well. Depending on how strict your denomination is depending on how bold you would be about what you believe. Wow. Me, for instance, I'm one of them people, I don't care what anyone has to say. When God has said something to me, I'm going to say it. But there are so many other youth who are so timid and so bashful about it because their church frowns upon the fact that they're young people and they don't know anything. They frown upon the fact that they're trying to talk. They frown upon the fact that they're trying to do God's will, or they're trying to minister, or they're trying to shout, or they're trying to worship. They want to stop you. And I believe that that's an attack of the enemy as well, using the people of God to stop the people of God. That's what I believe. I mean, that's as easy as I can put it.